member of the House Intelligence Committee. He was there all day at the hearings, at which he declared, I'm quoting, "We were attacked by Russia." Congressman, thanks for joining us. So we were attacked by Russia. So the real question is, how do we respond? And so let's get specific. Yeah. Do you think we should use long-range or short-range ICBMs?
We should use long-range sanctions on Russia. We should expand the sanctions that we have. We should continue to investigate what they did. And today we learned from the FBI director, contrary to what you said, there was new information that there are members of the Trump team who are under criminal and counterintelligence investigations for their role in Russia's interference.
Well, I mean, I was aware of that, and I think most of us were. But leaving, wait, hold on. I want to take what you say seriously. Okay, so I do. I absolutely do. You said we were attacked by Russia. That's not a small thing.
Yes.
An attack doesn't just invite a counterattack, it demands one, else you reveal your fundamental weakness and get attacked again. So my question is, Carrier Strike Group 9 is the closest to Vladivostok right now. Should they be mobilized immediately? Should we notify our European allies that their natural gas supply is about to be cut off? What is our next step in our counterattack?
I'll tell you what our next step should not be. It should not be a warmer embrace of Russia, as the president clearly has intimated he wants to do. The sanctions should get tougher. We should expand NATO's role, not contract it. And we should talk tough with Russia. And right now, we have a Secretary of State who received the Order of Friendship from Russia. Tucker, Russia is not our friend. And not just for Cold War atrocities, for what they're doing in the Ukraine.
Well, I don't think they are our friend.
And for what they're doing in Syria.
I don't think most people think they're our friend. I don't know anybody who thinks they're our friend.
And we shouldn't treat them as a friend.
But we should talk tough in response to, quote, an act of war? In response to an attack? I mean, I can't imagine a more irresponsible response to an act of war than talking tough or doubling down on sanctions already in place or expanding NATO. I mean, we need a real response, don't you agree? A military response to an act of war. How can we do otherwise?
Not every action requires a military response.
Not every act of war requires a military response?
Yeah, so there's cyber warfare that you can conduct as well. But Tucker, if you take a step back, never in the history of our elections has a country attacked us the way that Russia has. It was an electronic attack. Of course, it wasn't by a bomb or through a missile or a bullet, but they attacked us and they tried to influence the outcome of our campaign. And I'll be the first to say it. They did not change any vote tallies.
But again, I'm taking you seriously. They attacked us. You say this does not require a military response, but an electronic one. What would be a proportionate counterattack, which we both agree is really is necessary on the basis of your description? What would that look like? What should we do to them? Sanctions? NATO? Let's be real. What should we really do to them?
Well, we can squeeze their economy. That hurts them, right? You know, right now Russia's economy is in a free fall. I think tougher sanctions should isolate Russia from the rest of the world. But right now,
is that going to hurt Putin pretty badly?
Yeah, that'll hurt his popularity
in the country. You think he's going to run out of vodka or have to move into a motel or something?
Yeah, Tucker, I mean, this is a serious attack.
No, for real though.
On our country. That's why we had a hearing today. And when I go home and talk to my constituents, they want to know: are we going to do anything, or is the next election going to see 2, 3, 4 of our foreign adversaries trying to influence and have the most aggressive meddler get their preferred candidate?
I mean, I think it goes without saying that I'm speaking half in jest, because I think that the description of this as an act of war is hysterical. I mean, I think it's lunatic,
it's a different type of warfare.
But I'm just saying, you're a sitting congressman. You had one of your colleagues, a senator, Senator Cardin from Maryland, call this an act of war. The Russians are listening to this. Our allies are listening to this. I don't know how you can describe something as an act of war and then recommend in response tepid moves like, I don't know, sanctions. I mean, really.
There's nothing that we have more sacred than our democracy, a free and fair election.
My question.
No.
You're saying the term, this is war, and you don't want to do anything about it.
No, I do want to do a lot about it. I want to increase. I don't want to do what you want me to do about it.
So what do you want to do about it? I mean, let's be really specific. What should we do? I'm taking you seriously. What do you want to do?
We should increase the sanctions against Russia. We should work with our allies in NATO to make sure that they also are not as dependent on Russia for their liquid natural gas, which right now Russia is one of the main sources for a lot of Eastern European.
So you would be for fast-tracking natural gas ports on our coast to ship it to Russia?
Isolate Russia more.
But would you be for fast-tracking ports
pay for what they did?
You just said you want to make Europe less dependent upon Russian energy. That sounds wise. We're the largest natural gas producer in the world. So why wouldn't we want to fast-track those ports to make it possible for American natural gas producers to sell their gas to Europe? Are you for that?
I'm for doing anything we can to isolate Russia. And Tucker,
but again, are you for that? Because I know the Natural Resources Defense Fund is against that. But what are you for it?
Yeah, I am for helping our Western European allies.
Okay, you brought it up, and I'm asking you: do you really believe what you're saying? Do you actually want to make Europe less dependent upon Russian energy? I'm not laughing either. I'm laughing at your response, which is, you're saying that we should help Europe become energy independent, but we shouldn't sell them the natural gas?
Of course we should. And we should help others do the same. But Tucker, again, people at home, they take serious our elections. These fights belong to us. You know, Republicans and Democrats can go at it back and forth. But as soon as an outside meddler comes in, that's off limits. And both parties should say, we're not going to tolerate this. And this is actually, I think, an opportunity for Republicans and Democrats to unify and say, never again will we allow ourselves to be in this mess, because this is a mess.
As soon as you define the effect of Russian meddling, hacking, war-making, whatever you're calling it now, on our election, then I think you'll have a chance of bringing people over to your side. What was the effect exactly? And I've asked you this many times, and you can't provide an answer.
No, I can provide an answer. Russia sought to tear down Hillary Clinton and lift up Donald Trump. And our intelligence agencies have concluded that. I believe our intelligence agencies. Do you?
So, I don't know. Sometimes I have a right, I think, as an American citizen to know more about how they reach their conclusions. But they sort of missed 9/11 and the fall of the Soviet Union, and so I think it's fair to be skeptical. I'm not lacking patriotism for taking that position.
But there's been no counter evidence that Russia did not do this.
No, but you heard the FBI director today say that Vladimir Putin hated Hillary Clinton, hated her. He personally hated her, and that's why he sought her defeat in the election.
How do you think he made that up?
How would he?
Or do you think
I don't know the answer. I'm asking you as a member of the Intel Committee.
Yeah.
How would he know something like that? I don't know what I think about things. We don't even know ourselves. How could he possibly know the innermost thoughts of the leader of Russia?
Why are we really here? I mean,
No, it's a serious question. Yeah. Why would he allege something like that? How could he possibly know that?
Because of intelligence reporting.
Based on what?
Through electronic sources that are in the public report that the intelligence community put out. That he,
but there's no indication of how we could know Vladimir Putin's innermost thoughts about Hillary Clinton. And you're asking me to
do you
take
think
it
we should tell the world how we collect intelligence?
No, I think before
or should we trust the people who do it?
I think before government officials change our foreign policy and declare war against a sovereign country, as you all are attempting to do, we, citizens, have a right to know on what basis you're doing that. So if you're telling me you know what Vladimir Putin believes as a person, I think it's fair to ask, how the hell would you know that?
Well, again, we have an electronic source in that call between Michael Flynn and the ambassador.
No.
Right?
I'm talking about Vladimir Putin's attitude about Hillary Clinton. The FBI director said today, I know that he sought her demise because he hates her personally. He said that.
Yeah, I still believe you have to protect
You just
America's
believe him and you don't ask for evidence?
No, I asked for evidence and I've received the evidence and I've reviewed the classified
report. So on that
report.
very specific question, are satisfied that he could know what Vladimir Putin felt in his innermost thoughts about Hillary Clinton?
Beyond a shadow of doubt, satisfied. That's my job on the Intelligence Committee, is to review that evidence.
Are you further convinced that Vladimir Putin believed that Hillary Clinton would lose?
Yes, I believe.
So not only is Michael Flynn clairvoyant, but so is Vladimir Putin, because he's the only one in the world, basically, who thought Hillary Clinton was going to lose.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he thought Donald Trump was going to lose, and he thought that the desired outcome was to undermine Hillary Clinton, figuring that she was going to win, she would go into office so badly bruised that she wouldn't have much credibility.
I've heard that theory, and let me just suggest one thing before we go. Doesn't all of this undercut that theory? Because, of course, the effect of this, and this is the effect of Democrats, this is why you're doing this, is to badly undercut the administration of Donald Trump. This weakens Trump.
No, I
obviously, this weakens Trump.
If Hillary Clinton had won, I would still want to punish the Russians for what they did.
If Putin is this genius spy master, why would he be behind a gambit like this that winds up weakening a guy he supposedly loves? This hurts Trump. Why would Putin want to do that?
He has a guy in there now who wants to roll back sanctions, wants to reduce the role of NATO. Putin is celebrating right now.
If Trump attacked Russia, would you be? If he said, you know what, I believe you, Congressman Swalwell, there's an active war, I'm going after Russia with long-range bombers. What would you say?
Again, Tucker, this is not military versus non-military. I would say ratchet up the sanctions, isolate Russia, make Putin pay for this. But most importantly, in 2021, I don't want to be sitting here with you talking about another country that attacked us.
I will not take it seriously without evidence, but we'll still be talking about it, I'm sure. When Trump declares war against Russia, I'm going to bring you on and say,
bring me on.
Thank you, Congressman. Good
Thanks,
to see you. President Trump had a lot